Man, we in there. We on here, man. We on
Go
here.
Red Gold
Man, we on here.
all
Hey,
day and
man,
tomorrow.
yeah, man, I had to put Nick Bosa in the back, man. That's my guy, man.
Shout
You
out to
know,
Nick.
shout out to Nick, man. I'm gonna miss this guy this year, man. I knew we was all gold. When he was in the game. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
Nick was the guy. But let's get it started today. Like I said,
Okay.
man, my name is Akeem. This
This is
is
Blair.
49er. And yeah, that's Blair, man. This is 49er Empire. And I appreciate you guys just coming out, man. We're going to go ahead and get it started here. Let's talk about the game a little bit with the Jets, man. Of course, top of our mind is the injuries. Give me your thoughts just watching the game.
Well, just watching the game, when I look at the first quarter, well, really the first drive, of course, like every Niner fan, I was extremely happy. We did the same thing that we did to the Arizona Cardinals, came out, first strike, Mozart, touchdown. Perfect. A little bit after that, we decided to take our foot off the gas for one reason or another. That is just kind of our rhythm. And it seems like that is something that has been going on since last season. Um, there was a turning point, and I think it was after the Jimmy G sack. And we had a bit of a third and out. That's when he had the ankle injury, and that was a kind of turning point in the game. And everything that happened after that, yeah, a bit negative. I mean, you got the win as a great outcome, but man, the cost of winning, I don't know if it justifies the actual win. So, but I'm happy. I'm happy that we're in the winning column, 1-1. That's positive. You had Brandon Ayuk, right, looking good out there. Made some positive moves.
Mm-hmm.
Kinlaw looked good too. So those are all good things Diner fans should be happy about.
Man, I agree, man. It was tough for me to watch, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I had a lot on my mind. Into this game, I was thinking, man, this is a game we cannot lose. So, when we opened it up with the home run, I said, oh man, this looks like last week. You know what I
Yep.
mean? This looks like last week, man. We gonna come out, but we better not lose it. What I was impressed with though, before he got hurt, I was impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo, man.
Oh yeah.
I know that I know that people are not, they don't really like talking about what he did in the game, man. But I mean, man, he was, man. I don't know if his mobility being taken away made him a better quarterback, but man, he was seeing read after read. He was
Yeah.
standing in the pocket because I guess he knew he couldn't run. Um, man, I'm just like I'm very impressed with Jimmy G, and I was happy that he was actually in the mix, man. Because to be honest with you, man, I was looking at this game like if Jimmy G didn't come out looking good against this terrible team, then man, I'm telling you, man, we was gonna have some trouble, man. And
Absolutely, and he looked great. Like you said, he progressed from last week. And I think you spoke about this last week. He might just be crappy week one. I mean, Niner fans are
mhm,
going to have to just realize Jimmy G might just be crappy week one because week two he looked like a completely different guy. He was sound, and like you said, he was
mhm.
going through his progressions. It was all positive, man.
Yeah, man. And another thing is, let's talk about the dime that he dropped KB. I mean, in the bucket.
Yeah,
And KB, I know KB was hot because hey, you got to catch that rock. That was beautiful, man. Just
yeah,
right here in the hands. All he
yeah.
had to do was snatch that thing in there, man. And man, I don't know, man. There were several moments in this game that I was very impressed with. I was also very impressed with our linebackers.
Yes.
Um, they played exceptionally well, even from the blitzing, from the pickups, and also too. It seemed like when Bosa went down, our defense rallied. It's like
Yeah.
they played better. Like they was playing hard because he was going. They knew they had to make up for some things. And that boy Givens, man. Hold on,
Yeah.
man. We got a little D lineman.
Yeah. And
DJ
Hyder too.
Jones. Yeah, Hyder. Oh, Hyder. But DJ Jones, man. I'm gonna
That's
continue
your
to say
guy.
it. My guy is in the backfield. Kinlaw was
Kinlaw.
in the backfield, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very impressed, man. I'm very impressed. I know it's just the Jets, And I know this week is going to be just the Giants, but if we lose, they're not going to be saying it's just the Giants. No,
Right.
right? But I think it's encouraging some things that looks like got cleaned up. Felt like we could run the ball a little better.
Yeah.
My boy Jeff, the Jet McKinnon. I mean, come on, let's keep it all the way real, man. He looked. Who would have thought he's gonna be our starting running back week 3?
And that's the
Like
thing. He looked great. He
he
looked
has to start.
absolutely great. Yeah. I mean, after what he did last week on that third and forever, he kind of reminded me a little bit of the cheetah coming out of there a little bit. It looked like the same type of movements. And I was happy for this guy. I mean, he's had setback after setback, and now he's finally, excuse my French, but he's earning his keep. For a long time, Niner fans were like, we forked out a lot of money for this guy. He has nothing but injuries on his track record. But now he's finally showing up and he's paying dividends, man. Shout out to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch once again, finding a diamond in the rough.
And I got to give a shout out to him too, man. I'm also gonna give a shout out to Kyle Shanahan, man. It seemed like he had more emphasis on empty formations.
Yeah,
I was saying it last week on the show. I was like, man, if we go empty, Jimmy just sees the field better when we're in empty.
Yeah.
Now
it gives him more time to operate.
Well, yeah, and I think he's coming. I mean, he comes from that type of offense in college. I mean, spread 5 wide, go down the field. I mean, this is what he did. But I'm going to say, man, we need to give him some more looks like that. But let's talk about it, man. It's an elephant in the room. He may not play this week. So we're gonna have to rally around a guy named Nick Mullens.
Man, and that is a guy to rally around. Earlier, there was a video, or it might have been yesterday, that was posted on the 49ers Empire podcast Twitter. And it's Nick Mullens, and he has his after game speech. All you want to do is run through a brick wall for this guy. Okay. Every single time that he suits up for the 49ers and he plays, good things happen. And so am I down and out a little bit about Jimmy G not playing? Of course. I think Jimmy G has suffered from setbacks as well in his career. So I want this guy to get as many reps as possible. But if there's a guy to rally behind, it's Nick Mullens.
It's Nick Mullens, man. I like his energy, man. I posted some on our Twitter with some energy just so people could really see his personality, because we see him and it seems like Nick Mullens. But, man, I'm excited to see Nick Mullens. But let's go over the first half, the second half of the game. Okay. Mostert, of course, you said, man, just busting out, man. I mean, the guy wasn't touched, man. Great offensive line work, great play design. I don't know what they were doing. They couldn't get him. The 3 and out. With the run pass situations, man. I mean, talk about that. What do you think about that?
Well, so that's the thing. So we score our touchdown, right? And that's perfect. And then they come out and the defense gets a 3 and out. Okay. And so this is something that continues to happen for the 49ers, right? Offense does well, defense does their job. And now it's our turn to put up another 7 points. And for whatever reason, we don't capitalize off of that. And so it's just a testament to this defense once again being there from last season to this season, having big stops, like you said, linebackers playing incredibly well football. Offense just has to find a way. If they can just find a way to start capitalizing on those 3 and outs, I'm telling you, these games are not even going to be close.
We got George Kittle out. He didn't play in the game. Give me your thoughts on Jordan Reid.
Oh my goodness! I wonder where this game would have been without Jordan Reid.
Without Jordan Reid,
yeah. Jordan Reid, he all he's doing is what he used to do in Washington and what he did to Jaquiski Tartt all of training camp. He's destroying secondaries, right? And it's phenomenal to see this big character go ahead and work in space. I really think in the red zone, this is going to be a target for Jimmy G moving forward, right? We have a little bit of an issue scoring in the red zone. Jordan Reid seems to be resolving that.
I agree, man. I was impressed. This is what I was impressed with. Jordan Reed's athletic ability is there. I don't know why he was. I know why was debating retiring. but hopefully he can stay healthy this year so he can stay with us another year. I mean, I think he's a great asset to the team, man. He's very athletic. Of course, George Kittle is 50 times better, but
Yeah.
he was good in his own right. I mean, he looked like the old Jordan Reid to me. Um,
Yeah.
and even that slant that Jimmy threw him to the end zone, he just palmed the ball with the great hands
Oh
and
man.
just scored a touchdown for us, man. I thought that was pretty good work.
Yeah. Great
But I'm
scheming.
also, yeah, great scheming. But I'm also thinking about how he's going to perform this week against the Giants. Of course, we got another show tomorrow to talk about the Giants, but I think Jordan Reed going forward is going to be a big part of the offense. I think he proved that he can do it. And can you imagine when George come back and they go double tight end, and
Yeah.
that's something to be very, very, very impressed with. You know what I mean?
It's a mismatch. It's a mismatch. And like we were talking about that wide stance, that wide formation, and then you throw the two tight end set within that. And I see McKinnon. If you pull McKinnon out too, I'm telling you, like I'm starting to see where the offense wants to go. And of course, you're going to see a vanilla portion of this offense. Kyle Shanahan's not going to show anybody anything this early without his pieces. So what we're getting is a sample size, and already you could see the little parts starting to move in the right direction, man. I'm excited for the Reid pickup. I think it's going to continue to pay out through the season.
Man, I'm excited. Like I said, man, that looked really good to me. Let's talk about Kendrick Bourne's big drop. I know I talked about it a little earlier, but what was your thoughts? I mean, I know Kendrick Bourne is he's like a second to third receiver, but what did you think? How did he play? Because I thought he recovered after that pretty well. After that drop, I think he caught a couple more balls after that. What did you think about Kendrick Bourne?
So I'll say this, and I'll speak to the positives first. He did recover. He had a great first down, and he had maybe two more catches after that of course helped the offense move in the positive direction. But let me just say this, okay? And if Kendrick Bourne is watching this, he should pay attention to this. You cannot continue to give us these videos and tell us how much of a beast you're going to be. And when it comes down to those plays, everything is situational football. It doesn't matter if you get to make it up. There's a lot of games where you'll get no makeup. So we need you to step up and make that catch. That's the catch. Everything that transpired after that, that's great. But that's the catch moving forward. His career is going to depend on him making catches like that.
And those catches, because he's not going to get too many opportunities. And I was telling another podcast guy's name is Wayne. He was on the show last week. Wayne Brizzy. Man, what's up with you, bro? But I was telling him that I felt like that. You know, I like Trent Taylor, but he was getting too many like opportunities to catch the ball, man. Why aren't we throwing into Kendrick Bourne? Why aren't we throwing to Jordan more? I don't know. I just felt like it was drawing up too many plays for Taylor, man. What you think?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And you know what? And I'm just going to give you my assumption. So Trent Taylor sits out all of last season. Kyle Shanahan loves this guy offensively. He's trying to work him in the offense, right? He wants to get him back going. It's just not working out. I mean, you like, let's call it what it is. You go in the first game, right? He looked decent. It wasn't working out there. You go in the second game, you're following up with a lackluster performance. Like you said, Kendrick Bourne is proven on third downs, he's going to catch that rock, right? I didn't say anything about the deep ball, but you tell him to go within the numbers, he's going to catch it. I think moving forward, we got to start inching closer to KB. That is how we were successful last season. But I get it. You want to try to work a guy in that wasn't here. But if it's not working, it's not working. You're 1-1. You got to start to figure some of these things out.
And I know we're going to need Trent Taylor down the road. And I know he's going to be one of our guys. But I just think right now, man, he's getting way too many opportunities. And I think and I'm looking forward. See, nobody was really talking about Muhammad playing in the game. He came in a couple snaps, but I'm just saying his blocking was excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent blocking.
And that's what the Niners, that's what the young receivers
we need.
See.
And you know what? Brandon Ayuk, let's talk about it. Right transitioning right into what I was going to add. Brandon Ayuk, man, I was so excited to see him play. You can just tell he has so much potential. He just got to, slow it down a little bit, meaning just let the game come to him a little bit. Just like he caught KB's ball.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me, man. Wasn't that kind of crazy? But I don't know how both of them end up in the same area. I think that's maybe what Kyle Shanahan was talking about at the end of the game when he was talking about, man, he missed, missed a couple reads, ran a couple bad routes, but that's all a part of, your first game in the NFL. But man, we're gonna need him to step up this week. I don't think Kittles is going to play this week. And we got everybody out. I mean, so many guys out. But I do still think we can go in and win that game. But I think Trent Taylor, KB, Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Reid, and Muhammad. I think those guys. I mean, and I can't even say enough about my boy Brandon Ayuk. He already has more catches than Pettis.
Oh man, I knew that was coming. Yeah, he does. And
that
what's
is,
going on with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Like,
with
why
Pettis.
keep him around? Obviously, you don't want to use him in the offense. Why are they keeping this guy around?
I think he is like an emergency window or something. I know they had him returning punt. I seen him in the punt game, but then I also seen the Jet back there kickoff return. He did really well.
Yeah, he looked nice back there.
He looked natural. I was like, this is what we need. We need field position. So let me talk about some X's and O's that I seen in the game that I was pretty impressed with. Let's go on the other side of the ball. Let's go on that defense side of the ball. So the defense is a defense. So I've seen a lot of split coverage. And for you guys who don't know what split coverage is it's man on one side, zone on the other, or man under, zone atop. But so split coverage, what we were running though on a wide side of the field, we were running a lot of zone concepts with man on the boundary side of the field, which was the short side of the field, which in essence had Greenlaw. He was a great under linebacker in space on the wide side of the field. He was doing work. I seen him. I was watching the film. He was doing some serious work, and preventing a lot of people from catching balls, man. And they said like pro football, and I don't hold them too high, but the linebackers in pro football. So let me say this. Let me say this. It says Drake Greenlaw 0.19. This is yards per coverage on snap.
Wow.
0.19 for Drake Greenlaw. And then Fred Warner was number 7 with 0.29.
Oh my goodness.
So this is I mean, that's lockup defense.
Well, it's like you got sideline to sideline. They're sideline to sideline. And speaking of Drake Greenlaw, I'm going to need him to not play on special teams any longer.
Oh my God!
I'm not understanding why Greenlaw is on special teams. I'm not understanding why Tart is on special teams. These are your starters.
Put Color out there. You know what? Put Pettis out there, man. Put Pettis out there, man. I get it, man. He got to do it. Oh man, I was when he went down. He had a contusion or something too. That's what it was.
I'm not understanding. Like take this guy out of there. He is a starting linebacker, and I'm just gonna say this right now. I like Quan Alexander. I like things that Quan Alexander does, but I would be lying to you if I didn't think that Dre Greenlaw's ceiling is higher. And right now, there's times where I see Alexander. Sometimes he's out of position, right? I see him a lot of times out of position. I'm seeing the back of his jersey and a player running the opposite direction, which is telling me it's giving me bad indication on his defense. So
what it is though, and the reason why he's on the field more than Greenlaw is because he's our best run stopper. So he's really, I mean, he can cover, even though they got him on the list as 37th in the league. That's not bad, but pretty much he's there to play run. I mean, Fred Warner's really, really good at run, but if you notice, Alexander is all over the place, especially on the run. He is really good at stopping the run. So that is what he's there for. And of course, man, they're paying him a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is nothing that we don't already know. They're paying him a lot of money, so they're gonna go ahead and start him. But even then, Greenlaw play a lot too. I get what you're saying though. I do see Quan like that sometime, but I think he's a run stopping linebacker. So I think a lot of his instincts is really stop the run first. So, he may be a foot out of, step behind based upon his eyes, you know what I mean, which he can get better at.
And that makes sense because on the run, he's phenomenal. Like he lays hat.
Mm-hmm. Hat. Okay, let's talk about let's give some grades to some guys. I'm gonna start naming some guys.
Okay.
You give me some grades on them. All right.
Okay.
Let's go
on this game, based on this game,
or on this game,
season?
on this game,
Okay.
on this game.
Okay.
So let's go a Kellow Weatherspoon.
Oh my goodness. So Witherspoon. Okay, Witherspoon had a bad outing. I'm gonna say that Witherspoon had a bad outing. I'm gonna give Witherspoon a D, a solid D. I'm not gonna give him a D minus. I'm gonna give him a solid D. Why? He continues to be handsy and he continues to not play the ball. And especially being a corner right now, you got to play the ball. Manuel Mosley got tagged for a PI as well. I know that, but I'm giving Witherspoon a D. And I hope this is not what we're going with going forward, because we're going to have a lot of trouble against NFC wide receivers.
Unless your name is Richard Sherman, I'm going to give him an F. He deserves all of the F. When they gave up that touchdown to a bum, that was a bum that caught the touchdown and made him look bad about there. Kellow, do better. Do better, Kellow. I wasn't sold on him when we drafted him. Okay, Kellow, do better. So let's go. Let's go to the other side. Let's go, Manuel Mosley.
Manuel Mosley had a solid game. I give him a solid C. I mean, he had the PI, and you know what? It playing defensive back in this league is very difficult to do. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna fault him too much, but a solid C. It was average play. I don't know if he's disrupting passes so much as he was last season. I seen his hands touching ball last season. This time it's more so just he's having some decent coverage. Average play. Shout out Tanya with the do better.
Yeah. He got to do better, man. Well, okay, so I'm going to give him a B, man. And the reason why I'm going to give him a B is because he really played well other than the pass interference call. Yeah. He's playing really well. I think Grant Cohn on his Twitter today said he's the best drafted cornerback since was it Terrell Brown for the 49ers. And I kind of got to agree with that, man. I mean, to be honest with you, that's not what we're known. We don't really draft great corners, but I will say, man, that is something that I totally agree with him on. I think he had a great game. Yeah. I'm gonna need him to step it up this week. Of course, we're gonna need him until Richard gets back. But let me go on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm gonna KB. What will be your grade for KB?
Kendrick Bourne, more average play. He has a C. If he would have caught the long ball, Kendrick Bourne would have walked out with an A grade easily, because this is exactly what Kendrick Bourne is paid to do: make a couple catches, get us a couple first downs. If you can score. But that long ball drop, it just shows me you're an average receiver. Don't be average. Catch that ball.
Don't be average. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a C also. I thought that ball was big for Jimmy G, and I think it probably would have put Jimmy G's confidence through the roof, and he dropped it on a great ball. He just has to do better. Yeah. I think definitely now we're gonna have a do better list every week.
Yeah.
every single week, man. Let's go Fred Warner.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Fred Warner. But see, the thing about it is, I don't know when Fred Warner doesn't bring his A game. It's very rare when Fred Warner is out of position. Fred Warner had that amazing fourth down stop. Like, it was Fred Warner's penetration that got that fourth down stop. I mean, D-line got there first to get the penetration, but Fred Warner coming through the gap and ending that whole ordeal. Man, that's A-level work from our linebacker. Outstanding once again. I mean, one of the best athletes on the field, obviously.
I gotta agree, man. I think it's something about Fred. I mean, he's my favorite player on the football team, and who's climbing up that list is Trent Williams, though. But because I love him. He's a dog. And I like Kittle and I like George too and Nick. Well, it's so many, but Fred would be my guy. I'm gonna give him an A2. I think he's the anchor of what we do.
Yeah.
I seen his film at BYU when we drafted him, and I studied him for like 2 weeks, but also
Yeah.
saw him in some games in college. I thought he was just like average. He got so much better. But when we drafted him, I seen some things when we drafted him on why we drafted him. He's great cover guy,
Yeah.
X safety, and he is pretty like perfect. He may be the best middle linebacker in football, and they're not
Yeah.
talking about it yet, but they will. Um, um, and I think they're gonna give him his just when it's time to give him his just. But it's coming, and it's coming really, really quick, really, really soon.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you about let's go with Eric Armstead.
Eric Armstead had a really big game. He had a
Mhm.
really, really big game. I'm gonna give Eric Armstead a B. Yeah, solid B. I love that he was able to get that sack. Eric Armstead had decent penetration. I mean,
Mhm.
this was a way better performance than what he had, the lackluster performance that he had week 1. So I'm gonna give him a solid B. He knows he has a lot of work to do. I mean, you're missing Buckner. We need you to step up. That's why you've been retained, and
By the
Buckner
way,
wasn't.
and Buckner was destroying quarterbacks. By the way,
You
this
know what
week.
I mean? Destroying.
Let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk about I'm gonna say Eric Armstead had an A. My bad. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
And the reason why I say he has an A, I was just watching him against double teams. I was watching the film. He was doing really well against double teams. He is really hard to block.
Yeah.
He's one of them guys that got good size. He's good off the ball. Very explosive. I don't know. I'm gonna say that, man. I'm gonna say an A for him. But
And
let's
he got
go.
bigger too. Did you see that?
Yeah,
He put on size, man.
I like him, man. I like him. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, man, I had some things that I posted on Twitter, and I'm
Okay.
gonna bring it up right now. And one of the questions will be, will the 49ers make the playoffs with all the injuries they're dealing with? Yes or no? And 79% out of 48 votes, 79% said yes, 21% says no. So what do you think about our playoff chances?
That is a phenomenal question. And the Niner fans aren't going to appreciate this, but if you are a realist, it is what it is.
But hold on, before you say what you got to say,
Okay.
there's an extra slot in the playoffs this year. And if you don't remember,
Really?
that's the new, it's going to be remember, the number 1 seed is the only one that's going to have a bye week this time. So now they're going to have there's no more 6 seeds. It's going to be a 7 seed, ain't it? It's something like 7 seed or something like that.
Still wild card format?
Still wild card format. So everybody but the number 1 seed is going to play week 1. I mean, not week, but the first weekend of the playoffs.
So that means 2 extra teams get in.
Mm-hmm. 1 to 7. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. The NFC West right now, all of our divisional rivals and opponents are 2-0, right? We just lost to Arizona. We lost to Arizona healthy, okay? Even with the 2 slots, now, I think with the 2 slots, if you bring everyone back, the team has a decent shot at a wild card spot. I honestly believe that. This is why I believe it. I think what I seen from Jimmy G in the beginning of the Jets game shows a lot of promise.
I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I don't mean to cut you off, but let me go through these games real quick. These are our next 10.
Go ahead.
We got the Giants. They're 0-2.
Okay.
Win or loss?
Win.
Eagles 0-2. That's at home.
I think that's a win. Eagles, that's a win.
Dolphins 0-2.
Okay, I'm gonna switch the Philly. The Philly is a loss, and the Dolphin one is a win.
Do you think we're gonna lose to Philly? Why would you believe that? I think we should have Kittle and Jimmy back then. and they don't look too good, man. I don't think they don't have the defense. I'm gonna give us. I got the Giants W, I got the Eagles W, and I got the Dolphins W. So you got the Eagles as a loss. Why do you think
Yeah,
that?
I got the Eagles as a loss. I didn't think we were going to lose to Arizona, but just the team is not flowing yet, and so I
Mm.
just think that we have just some liabilities offensively and defensively, and so we're kind of vulnerable, and so we can be caught any week. Opposed to last year, we were so strong in every area. So
Mhm.
I think Philly can sneak one in right there.
Okay, hey man, like I said, we're gonna we has this one, but right after that is the Rams game,
Now you have a problem.
and now they're 2-0. But I think we're going to beat the Rams, man. I think because our defensive scheme, and a lot of people don't know this, but our defensive scheme matches up against their offensive scheme perfectly. We
You want
have
to know why?
great cover linebackers. We play cover 1, cover 3. Go ahead.
Because Sean McVay is copying everything that Shanahan did last season. He's
Mm,
copying everything. I
mm,
watched their two games and I'm like, wait a second. That's what the Niners just did. I'm
mm.
telling you, it's pretty sick. McVay and Kingsbury, both those coaches, they mimic Shanahan a lot. So yeah, it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, man. So I got us winning that game. Patriots, I got us losing that game.
I can see that. Cam Newton looks
Mm.
good. I
Yeah,
can see something like that.
I got us losing that game only because I believe that they're going to try to run it down our throat, and I don't think we're great against the run, and I don't think we've seen it, and we're not going to really see it to that game on our run defense. And yeah, I got us losing. What do you got us winning or losing that game?
So I actually got us losing to the Rams, and I have us losing to the Patriots.
Ooh, and the Eagles.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay. All right, then we got Seahawks the next week after that.
like I said, Niner fans aren't going to like this.
So
You
you
can
so
pop.
you so at that point, what you're saying is we'll win the Giants. So 3-5 will be at that point.
3-5. Yeah,
Okay.
and that seems realistic with the pieces we have.
Okay. But we got to remember George will be back. Debo will be back probably around the Rams game. Then you're talking about the only one we'll really be missing is Solomon and Nick Bosa. After all said and done, we just
Mhm.
brought in a pretty good defensive end right now, and I think he'll be salvageable. But I think we was deep at that position. But let's go through it. So we got the Packers after Seattle.
That's a win. Anytime you tell me the Niners are playing the Packers, Niners going to beat the Packers.
All right, then we got the Saints.
Saints, they just lost to the Raiders and don't look quite in sync. I think you can beat
Drew
the
Brees
Saints.
don't look like Drew Brees. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have said those comments. Now his teammates don't trust him.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we got the Rams again.
So you're going to split with the Rams. Niners are going to split with the Rams. They're going to lose that first one. I think you can win the second one.
Okay. So we got the Bills right after that.
Tough game. Where is it at?
I don't know.
I
where
know
that
there's no
game is.
audience, but just travel. It's
I don't know where that game is.
I think you could. I think see that's why there's a section there where I think the Niners could sneak into the wild card because I think you could beat the Bills.
It's at San Francisco.
I think you can beat the Bills. You're going to split with St. Louis. Yeah, I got us winning the Bills game.
Okay, so you feel it's coming on kind of late.
Yeah, there's going to be a stretch there where that's where I think you're going to sneak in. But I think you being banged up so early, you're going to lose some of those games for sure. Games that you're supposed to win, you're going to lose some of them just because of personnel. Yeah,
hey, that's for real. That's for real. That's for real. Hey, so I'm only going on what we looking at, man. I got the Giants win, Eagles win, Dolphins win, Rams. I think we're gonna sweep the Rams. So I'm gonna go win. Patriots loss, Seahawks loss, Packers win, Saints win, Rams win, and the Bills win. And of course, we still got to play Arizona and the Seahawks again after that.
So do we get
But
swept by Arizona and
no,
Seattle?
we're gonna split. We'll split with Arizona, and because I think Arizona will make it to the playoffs this year.
Yeah, Murray looks good.
Man, he looks like an MVP.
Yeah,
Looks
and
looks
I
looks
know
really
people
good.
they're gonna hold me to the fire because I did say in the beginning of the cast many episodes ago that we would sweep Seattle. Now the
Mm-hmm.
circumstances have changed, right? Personnel is out
Mm-hmm.
now. Seattle looks like a really decent team. I'm gonna have to go ahead and retract. I do not think we'll sweep them, but I do believe we'll give them a good run for their money on that last game of the season. I think we lose the first one, but I think that last game in the season we could give them a good run for their money because we'll be a lot healthier at that point too. Hopefully,
Mm.
hopefully.
I'm gonna man. It's tough for me, man, to see my boys wounded, but
Yeah,
I think we're getting I think we're getting our warriors back, our beasts back, and I think we got some really good backup players, man.
yeah.
I'll tell you who did not have a good game to me too. And I know you probably didn't see it, but he was out of position a lot. Was Jimmy Ward? People
I
won't say
didn't
it, but
see
I
it.
see. Yeah, I see Jimmy Ward out of position a lot of times, and maybe it was just a scheme, but I seen him, and I just know football. Like I know, especially when they go trips one side where you're supposed to be as a safety and all that,
Uh-huh.
unless they're calling something else, I don't know what he's doing. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing out there. But that's just me. But
Well,
last week before that, he got beat because he went to the under route,
yeah,
and Hopkins went for damn near a touchdown. So
yeah. Same thing in the Super Bowl. Seen Ward's back. Seen Hill going the opposite way.
all right. So your realistic. We got it down here. It says realistic outcome for the season, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, realistic outcome for the season. Like I said, wild card shot. I just think with the injuries that have came so early, losing Bosa, regardless how you feel of Solomon Thomas, losing those two starting defensive linemen, that's going to hurt an already regressing defensive line.
Well.
Like,
Let me give you some hope because Ronald
okay,
Blair will be back. I love
okay,
Ronald Blair. Ronald Blair will be back, and then also too, I like Solomon Thomas. Like I don't like him as a. He did not fit our scheme. He needs a better
right,
scheme, but I did not want to see him go out like this, man. So I wish Solomon Thomas nothing but the best, man. I didn't. I never root for anybody to get hurt, and that was a
right.
pretty sad situation for him because he hasn't really proven himself, and I know how that kind of goes. You know what I mean? But shout out to Ronald Blair when he gets healthy. DJ Jones is gonna step in. Ken Law's there. I mean, we got Goudas. And if you want to really talk about like another lineman like Eric Armstead is there and D Ford, man. Okay, let's talk about this.
Mm,
I text Wayne today, man. I was like, and I text Wayne, and I think we was on the text strand too, with Sterling in regards of
yeah,
like how I feel. Okay, so I feel like we need to at the end of the year we need to cut our losses with with D
D Ford.
Ford.
Hmm.
I think we need to cut our losses. I think if I'm not mistaken, there's something in his contract too after this year that we got an option or something to get up out of there. I think he is not what it is, man. I think
Yeah,
he's not what it is. I think he's always injured. I
yeah,
think KC let him go at a proper time, and they knew something was up. And we
yeah,
paid this money with the intent on him playing. He's never healthy. And anytime you're talking about neck and back and all, that's not getting
yeah.
no better. Last year it was the hamstring. This time it's neck and back. What are your thoughts on D Ford, man?
Well, on my honest opinion is D Ford retires by the end of this season. He's going to retire. I mean, D Ford is consistently injured. He's off the field way more than he's on the field. And I mean, he'd help the Niners out if he were to go ahead and just retire mid-season. I mean, that would be very helpful. But D Ford, he's not able to contribute. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it comes down to. You were paid to go out there and contribute. He had a very, very minimal grade performance against his former team when we needed him to show up most. It's just it comes down to, let's not be silly here. You cannot play. We're paying you. Go ahead and move forward in your life, because the injuries, like you just said, they're going to keep compiling.
We need him against like Russell Wilson. We need him against Kyler Murray. We need him against those guys, man. He's not helping us out. We're going to need him against Cam Newton. Like he's a problem. Like we're going to need him, and he is not there for us. And that moves Eric Armstead out to that end, and he's not a defensive end, man.
He's uncomfortable out there.
But he still made a sack from the end.
Yeah.
I like Eric Armstead, man. He's improved to me because I thought he was going to be a bust. He has so improved his game.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for the young man, and he just needs to keep doing this thing, man. But give me some real. So you believe we'll go 10-6?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if that's how it measures out to get to the wild card, like I just don't see this at, like, last season was a magical season. Like it was. I got
11-5.
You got us at 11-5.
Mm-hmm.
Then
and the reason why, because I got us sweeping the Rams and you don't.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't see us sweeping the Rams. We're gonna trade one with Seattle.
I think the Rams are like clickbait right now. I think they're a little overrated, and we're gonna have to show them. Cowboys is trash. They should have lost this week too.
That's the only reason why everyone's talking about the Rams. They beat the Cowboys, and their offense finally looks like it's meshing well because they stole everything from the Niners.
And then who did they play this week? They wouldn't play somebody. I think was it Washington? Who was that?
I don't know. I thought they played Cowboys this week.
Now they played Cowboys week 1. The Rams played somebody. I'm just saying. I'm just like, a lot of people are talking. Let me find out. I'm gonna find out right now. But a lot of people are talking about just in general. Like everybody's talking about. Hold on. Everybody's talking about in general how good they are, what they're gonna do to us. They played the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And hold on, let me go to that stat line a little bit. Let me see. Let me go to this. Oh, here we go. They scored 37 points. Goff threw 20 for 27, 234, 3 touchdowns. He only got sacked once. They ran the ball pretty well. Henderson, 12 carries, 81 yards. Brown, 11 carries, 47. They're not running the ball on us like this. They had Kupp for 2 rushes, 19 yards. Woods, three rushes, 19 yards. He is definitely biting Kyle Shanahan.
Oh yeah.
Goff, 7 attempts for 13 yards. That's a lot of attempts for a quarterback, man. But then you look at their receiving, like it's their receiving, man. They had Kupp was. I mean, he's a baller, man. He had 81 yards off five catches. Hit with Higbee, 5 catches, 54 yards. I mean, these guys are definitely. I don't see anything that scares me. The only thing that scares me is Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
he is a problem. Aaron Donald is the best football player in the NFL. I'm going to say it for everybody to hear it again. Aaron Donald is the best football player in the NFL. I don't know if you guys watch their games. He is a destroyer of grown men linemen of any team. He is destroying them. Yeah. And we have a problem. We better get our center healthy. Oh man, I wish he had to go against Trent Williams a little bit, man. I wish, because Trent handled him, but he's gonna have trouble. I mean, he's built to play that position, man. But enough about the Rams. I think we're gonna sweep them because I'm not afraid of them. I think they're overrated. The Eagles is overrated. They're not that good. They beat the Eagles. Cowboys is overrated. They should have lost one for onside kick. They should technically they're playing 2 bum teams, and people are talking like they're just the team.
Yeah,
we'll
see. Last season they were so terrible. So I mean, only up from there.
I agree, man. Well, this Sunday they got Buffalo, so we're gonna see what they got.
Yeah.
Buffalo is now that's a team, so they're gonna play, and they got a really good defense. But if they lose that game, If they lose it bad, then we're going to really see what the Rams is like. People are counting the 49ers out until we get healthy. But we just need to get healthy. We'll be all right. So, man, hey, like again, man, great show, man. We got another show tomorrow with, hey, we got some guys coming on tomorrow, and man, we're gonna enjoy it, man. We're gonna talk about this next week. I mean, not next week, but this week coming up, baby, against these Giants. Anything else to say?
Man, nothing but red gold, baby.
Red and gold, man, and just thankful that all you guys support us, man. We're doing really good number wise, and I really appreciate all the support from all you guys out there. I know there's so many Niner shows and places you guys can be and listen to, but you guys choose to listen to us, and I really appreciate that. We're all a family. This is the Niners Empire, and we are out of here.